Hello guys and welcome to the first tutorial ever. Once again, I'm Joey from KXZ, also known as Killer Zombies. Today I'm going to be showing you how to navigate through Ableton. This is Ableton Live 9. I suggest you get 9 because it has a lot more features than 8 and will help you a lot more, and especially because I'm working off 9. I could work off 8, I just don't like it as much. But today I'm just going to be showing you how to get around Ableton, what things mean and how things work, so you can get used to it and get started yourself. So right now we're just looking at the whole basic layout of Ableton. Now there's two views. There's this view, I believe it's called session view, and there's this view, which is mixer view. Basically they're both the same thing, except for this one it's like a mixer rack, and this one you get to see your sounds, and virtually this is the mixer rack here, and you have all these tracks. Most important thing in Ableton is recognizing an audio track and a MIDI track. An audio track, you can drop in sound, samples, anything like that that's an audio clip. In MIDI, you want to install your VSTs. This will give you the ability to go ahead and insert MIDI notes and work off VSTs. So one, this is for MIDI, and this is for audio. Now anytime you want to put in more audio tracks, all you got to do is hold Command T. It opens another one. In Windows, I believe it is Control T, and it'll add another mixer track for you. So now that we got that out of the way, the most important thing is loading all your sample folders in here. You got all these sample folders, or whatever you download, you have to add them into Ableton. In Live 9, you have to manually find your folder. The best way for you to do that is you hit Add Folder. It pops up your browser, and then you just go into wherever on your computer you have your folders. So let's say I want to click on Collab Idea. I hit Open, and right there it's starting to add it for you, and now the folder is there. So that's how you add your sounds. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how you want to start moving your sounds over to Ableton to start making a track. Let's see what we have here. I have all these samples here. First, let's start off with a kick drum and a bass. Let's see. Let's use this one right here. So basically you grab your sample and you drop it onto one of your audio tracks. So right there you hit play, you got a kick. Right here, to go ahead and duplicate them over, what you want to do is you want to highlight the sample you got, or highlight it from the beginning to the next spot you want it to kick, and you hit Command or Control D, and that is duplicate. So now we got this. Now you might notice it's a little bit slower than usual. It's an easy fix. Up on the left hand corner right there, that's your BPM. You just click on it and you set the BPM you want it at. So we're at 130, and that'll speed things up for you. Now you got your kick. Now you want to go ahead and highlight this whole section up to the number 3, and you're going to hit Command D again, and that'll add more kick drums for you. Now we got a 4-bar loop. Now that we got a kick drum, usually in any type of electro, big room, anything, you want a loud ass fucking bass, obnoxious bass, for people to hear it and feel it. So usually what I do and I find works best is to get that big, loud, gritty, big boom sound. You want to go with an 808 bass. I would recommend getting a Lex Luthor kit. This guy has a fuck ton of basses. I'll use this one as an example. You drop it in, you highlight that area that you want for that one section, and you hit Control D. Now, because these are both in the same, somewhat in the same spectrum range, you want to sidechain your bass drum, or your bass, your 808. Now what sidechaining is every time the kick hits, it's going to lower the volume on your sub bass. That way they're not fighting for space in the sound spectrum. So the way to do that, and this is a main reason I love Ableton over Fruity Loops, is because on Fruity Loops you have to go through a whole fucking process just to do a fucking sidechain. In Ableton, you just got to click on your track, which is this area right here. Click on that. You go to your audio effects. You click on your compressor, you hold it down, and then you drag it into your effects rack. Once you have your compressor in your effects rack, you click on the down arrow, you click sidechain. Now if you look over here on this area, audio 1 is your kick drum. That's where you're going to get your signal from. So under where it says audio from, click the down arrow, you click audio 1, and you drop the threshold pretty fucking low. Now every time this kick hits, it's going to lower your threshold and it's going to drop the sound of your bass. And this is what it sounds like. Now without that, it would sound like shit. But this is what it would sound without the compressor. Not sure if you can hear that right. I'm getting like a popping sound on my damn headphones, but you always want to have your sub sidechain to your kick drum. So now that we got that out of the way, you already have your basic kick and bass. The way I like to go about making any track is I use samples. Now, a lot of people don't like that other people use samples, but personally, I don't give a fuck. The issue about presets is you have a fuck ton of presets, and for you to sit there to go through all of them and see which one you like, it's just a fucking hassle, and you'll never get anywhere. I mean, it's a good thing if you can, if you know how to make your sound, like sound design, then you know that'd be a fucking 100 times better for you. But as for me, I don't know shit about sound design, so I go through different fucking sound packs to see a sound I like, and then I start manipulating it. Now, anytime you're going to use any type of sample, you want to go ahead and head over to your, let's see, it's not audio samples, oh, it's instruments. Right here we got a plugin known as Simpler. Click down, drag it, or no, actually you got to double click on it. That'll open another one for you, and that'll be Simpler. Now what Simpler does is you can drop any sound into it and you can start entering your MIDI notes. So let's find a sound real quick. Okay, we can drop that sample in there. Now as you can see, it'll show your sample pop up right there. Now what you want to do is you want to click the first 4 bars and highlight them. The way you do that is you just click and hold and then drag your mouse over to the left. That'll highlight it for you. Right click and you hit insert MIDI clip. Now if you double click on this bar right here, it'll open the piano roll for you. Click the little headphones, then you'll hear your sound. So now you can draw in some notes. I'm gonna do something just fucking simple as fuck. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Now sometimes when you load your sample, it'll show you the key it's in. For those of you that don't really know keys, or what scale any key is in, like me, what I do is I go over to MIDI effects, drop the scale plugin. Then right there you can set it to D sharp, D sharp, D sharp. So now anytime you put any different key, even if it's in the wrong section, it'll auto fix it to the scale. You can grab this and highlight those and hit Control D, and it'll copy it over for you. And now you've got, let's see here. Now you've got yourself so basically you have a little loop drop. Now a big part of producing is you need to be real creative with shit. Like, you need to have a fucking creative mind. So as you're doing this, you're gonna spend a lot of fucking time looking up different sounds and see, what might sound better and what you can do to make the track overall better. So right here we had that loop. Let's find something different. Let's see. Dropping this will shorten your sample and just play a certain area that you want. So there's a lot of things you want to learn about this right here. Let's see. Let me get out of these sounds right here because those fucking suck. Let's see. That'll work. Let's see. So this is in D, so you want to change this back to D. Let's see, another good trick that I would use, which is pretty helpful, is to pitch modulate this. And to do that, just double click on number 7 right there. It'll bring you back to your sample. This part is transposed, so this will let you pitch up and down your sound. So if you right click on it and you hit show automation, hit Control B on your keyboard, that'll show you the pencil. At the very end of the sample, just click wherever. Then you hit Control B and it'll get rid of your pencil. And for some reason this shit went all the way up to 33. So you scroll up and down to find this automation. Now the way this automation works is, usually when you pitch up and down the track, I usually go either +6 and +12 or -3 and -6. You'll see what that means right now. Alright, so we'll take it up to, let's say let's go +12. It might sound kind of stupid, so that's why you want to try it out first. So this is what this does. See, when it gets higher, it starts making a stupid sound, so you might want to just go down to about 6. Now it sounds like this. Cool. So you'll repeat that. Now we got this. So that's a full first part. Want to duplicate this. That'll make it a 16-bar loop. So now let's find some claps and snares. So after you get through your first 8 bars, you want to start adding some claps. And this is every other kick. That's where you want to put your claps. So if you listen to the whole thing, it sounds like this. Oh shit, sorry. This is still in a loop. You right click on that, take off the damn loop. Now you got this. So right here it sounds alright. The main thing a lot of new producers do is they just want to drop a sample like this in here and not put any effects on it. Which, I mean, it's okay, but obviously it sounds like fucking shit. So what you want to do is you click on your MIDI notes or your sample note. You hit Command T and you open up a new track. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, this is called parallel compression, I believe, but I don't only use it for compression, I use it for effects. You'll hear a huge difference, but what you want to do is you want to click on that in button. You'll see right here that your channel is channel 8. So on the first box you want to insert your channel 8, so that means that the sound from that channel number 8 is coming into number 9. So now you virtually have 2 tracks that are playing the same information. But on this second track right here is where we're going to add some effects. So you usually want to take this down to like about -6 because it gets too fucking loud. If you leave it at 0, here I'll show you. See how loud that is? So I just take it about -6. And then you want to go to audio effects. Audio effects is always going to have the preset plugins that Ableton already comes with, and they're pretty damn good. So one thing you want to get is your reverb. Take off the high cut, you turn on the low cut, you change the global quality to high. I'd say turn down the stereo a little bit, turn up your, take down the size a little bit and turn up your stereo, and now you have this. Just with it, without it. Now, a way to make it sound a lot bigger is to drop a compressor right after your reverb, and you'll hear the difference. Right, so a way to make your synth sound a little bit bigger is you move one of these, I'd say about 20 to the left, and this is basically your panning. You're panning where this sound is coming out of, either your right or your left. So here I moved it 20 left. Click on it, hit Command D to duplicate that same audio effect or rack, track, whatever the hell you want to call it. And this one you're going to move it 20 to the right, and it'll kind of give a stereo feel to that sound itself. And virtually you got a drop. Now this is a shitty drop because we just came up with it out of nothing. You can just go through different fucking sounds and switch it up to see what you might like a little bit better. Let's see. Go synth loops. See, you can add drop this right here, move your play over, and then see in this part you can modulate your pitch and your transpose again. Pause it here, or take this part, take this part up to 6, then click another dot here and bring it down to 6. See what that sounds like. Yeah, that's how you come up with a drop. That's how I start all my tracks. I take a lot of time in this area to make a badass fucking drop, and then from there I start adding in the other pieces. Right now I'm going to end this tutorial because I believe it's fucking long already. I want you guys to watch this video and let me know what you didn't understand or how I should explain things better, because as of right now I'm brand new to tutorials. So I'm not 100% on how to do this. So you guys just let me know how you want me to teach you guys. That way I can conform to the best way to have you learn. Thanks for taking this time with me, and I hope to hear from you guys real soon.